on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is WWE Off The Script. This is number 46, part number 2 for your Saturday morning, week ending January 4th, 2015, man. Thank you so much for joining me wherever you may be on this Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. We got a lot of Wrestlemania news this afternoon on Off The Script, man. Lots of Wrestlemania rumors going around. It is that time of year. Everybody's excited for the Royal Rumble. Everybody's excited for WrestleMania season because this is when WWE really steps up their game. Now, whether they make the right decisions or not remains to be seen. That will all be answered. Those questions will be answered as soon as we hit January 25th and the Royal Rumble. Okay, if you guys missed Off The Script yesterday, I'd talk about the Royal Rumble. Who should win the Royal Rumble? My opinion on why Daniel Bryan should win the Royal Rumble. All that is in part 1 of Off The Script. If you missed it yesterday, links are down below in the description. Please go and check that out and show some love and support, guys. I appreciate it very, very much. If you guys missed my Monday Night Raw review this past weekend, guys are still asking me on Twitter, JD, did you do a Monday Night Raw review? It was the last Raw of the year. It was a very good show. Did you review it? I would love to hear your opinions. Yes, I did. If you guys missed that, link is down below. Posted a new My Career Mode for Mr. 9 to 5 yesterday. If you guys missed that, all that shit is down below in the description as well. You guys got plenty of WWE content from yours truly here, right here on YouTube.com. Why? Because this is the #1 source for WWE. Not only news and rumors, man, but WWE 2K15 right here on YouTube.com. Before I get into the news, quickly, Joe Cronin Show, TRN, and Chair Shot Reality, LeBar, Eisenberg, and Ghoulish. All 3 of those are your destinations, man. If you guys want additional wrestling content right here on YouTube.com, that's all you need. TRN, Joe Cronin, and Chair Shot Reality at WrestleZone.com with my man LeBar, Eisenberg, and Bryan Ghoulish. Go check those guys out, man. All my fucking friends are listed down below in the description. All right, now, enough of me. We got WrestleMania news, and it's big news, man. I'm going to start off with WWE World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar. WWE seems to be lost on how to book the Beast Incarnate. Well, coming out of the final Raw of 2014, there continues to be head-scratching all over the WWE about how they are booking World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar. How he was used this past Monday was described as awful, and one source called him a statue in the final segment. While Lesnar has dates on his contract, the problem lies with WWE Creative having no idea what to do with him. Vince McMahon and Triple H are far apart in regards to what Lesnar should be doing. Vince wants Lesnar to sign a new deal with the WWE and put him in the biggest WrestleMania 31 match possible, but people close to Triple H believe he wants Lesnar to pass the torch and move on. Triple H has handpicked Roman Reigns to be the new top guy. This is no secret. But Vince McMahon is not sold on Roman Reigns just yet. Interesting piece of information there. Vince still sees Lesnar ending the Undertaker streak as a huge deal and feels that whoever beats Lesnar will have a permanent correlation to the Undertaker. Okay? More WrestleMania news. As noted, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are back in power and will be back in power in the storylines beginning on Monday's Raw this coming week. The decision to bring the Authority back had been planned all along, but was moved up. And I gave you guys my opinion on why it was moved up, because Daniel Bryan has been announced for the Royal Rumble. All this was supposed to happen possibly with a cash-in from Seth Rollins on either Brock Lesnar or John Cena at the Royal Rumble following that WWE Championship match. But all that plan has been moved up. What WWE has planned now, I don't know, but let's continue on. It appears Sting versus Triple H is still a go for WrestleMania 31, despite some within WWE being against it. It was suggested on the creative side that Triple H represents the authority, while Sting represents Vince McMahon for the control of the WWE at WrestleMania 31. You may remember at one point, WWE wanted to do a similar storyline with Stone Cold Steve Austin for WrestleMania 30, but it obviously didn't work out. This storyline with Sting is not confirmed, but was thrown around in WWE creative meetings this past week, okay? Now, Vince McMahon, I don't like the work he's doing with WWE. I think he is severely out of touch. You know, it's always Vince McMahon's way or the highway. He doesn't really listen to the fans of the product. He just does what he wants without thinking. And some of the things that he's done recently has made a lot of fans scratch their head. Okay, I'm with him on this one. I gotta be completely honest with you. I'm with him on this one. Triple H is for Roman Reigns. Nobody's for Roman Reigns as far as I know, man. I mean, if you're a WWE insider or if you write, you know, articles about the WWE, you may see the huge upside to Roman Reigns. He's got a bright future. He's got a great look. Give him time to mature. I'm all with that. The problem I have is putting Roman Reigns in a top spot when he clearly is not ready. When he clearly doesn't deserve it. Okay? Now, you got to look back at the days of old. You know, we could have took Bret Hart right out of the Hart Foundation and put him in a world championship feud with whoever the champion was back at the time. Right? Everybody would have been saying the same thing. Yeah, Bret Hart's got a great upside, which he did. Of course he did. Okay, he's a Hall of Famer. But you're going to throw someone into the fucking fire and he's not ready. Bret Hart wasn't ready at that time. They built him up slowly. You know, they broke him away from the Hart Foundation. They put him in a singles career. He went against guys like Mr. Perfect, captured the IC title, went on to have great matches with Mr. Perfect, finally captured the IC title. Then, you know, being that IC title, you know, the IC champion, he moved up the ladder. And then he eventually won the WWE Championship from Ric Flair. Okay? That's how things should be done. You can't take Roman Reigns out of the Shield and give him a win over Randy Orton and deem this guy ready for the fucking throne. You can't do that. You can't do that. The WWE has not built up Roman Reigns in any way possible that's going to make you, me, or anyone else believe that he is ready. And if the WWE does not open their eyes and they give this man WrestleMania's moment this year, okay, the championship, beating Lesnar, there's going to be a huge outlash from fans. Hell, I even said it yesterday on Off The Script. If Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns are left standing one-on-one, the final two guys in the Rumble, and you're going to have Roman Reigns eliminate Daniel Bryan, it is going to be 10 times as worse than what happened with Batista last year. I am with Vince McMahon, okay? Roman Reigns is not ready. Triple H has got to back off this idea. I understand he wants a new top guy. You have a top guy right now, man. His name is Daniel Bryan, okay? His name is Daniel Bryan. Bryan versus Lesnar works. David versus Goliath. Bryan never lost the title. Okay, he deserves a championship match. He deserves a championship reign without any injuries getting in the way, man. Okay, Daniel Bryan had his moment last year. Yes, we all know this. We all understand that. But why not do it again? If the situation and the scenario calls for it, and you have the pieces in play, you have the pieces to the puzzle to make it even more memorable than it was last year, why not do it? Why not do it? He beat Triple H, he beat Batista, and he beat Randy Orton all in one night. Why can't he do the same thing against Brock Lesnar, man? Why can't he do the same thing against Brock Lesnar? Bryan versus Lesnar, WrestleMania 31 for the title. Bryan's got to win it. That's what I'm sticking with. That's what WWE should go with. David versus Goliath, man. David versus Goliath, okay? Everything else is simple. It books itself, okay? But Vince McMahon, he wants someone else right now. He's not sold on the idea, okay? Vince sees that whoever beats Lesnar is going to have a direct link to The Undertaker, which is true. Which is true. Whoever pins Lesnar at WrestleMania is going to get all that Lesnar has accomplished, man. He's going to get the title. He's going to beat the man who beat The Undertaker. That's huge. Roman Reigns deserves that? Can you people honestly look me in the face and say Roman Reigns deserves that? No. He does not deserve that. Not even close, man. Roman Reigns has done nothing to make anyone believe he is ready. Nothing. A match with Randy Orton, a couple of matches, the Big Show, right? He's showing you why he's the weak link of the former Shield guys. As far as Triple H and Sting at WrestleMania, fine. They want to go that route, fine. The Authority versus Vince McMahon, control of the WWE. Vince McMahon hires the vigilante Sting to get the job done, which I'm assuming he will at WrestleMania, okay? But I like that idea. It is what it is. It's simple. I really don't have anything more to say about that. Right now, it's not confirmed, not even close, but it was pitched, it was thrown around. But those are the pieces of information coming out of WWE Creative right now as far as Brock Lesnar goes. And the thing with Brock Lesnar, being that in the final segment he was called a statue, he was. It was fucking hilarious. He comes out, smirks, he's making a paycheck. He didn't have to lift a fucking finger, carrying the belt over his shoulder. He really didn't do anything on Monday Night Raw. But he's going to slowly be involved, you know, on the road to WrestleMania. He's got a big match with John Cena coming up. I'm sure he's going to be booked for Monday Night Raw. So, it is what it is, man. Brock Lesnar, WWE really doesn't know what to do with him because they've done all they can with Brock Lesnar. They made him an unstoppable fucking beast. What else can he fucking do, man? The only thing Lesnar has to do is fucking show up at a pay-per-view, come with the title, and defend it. That's all he's got to do. So, I really don't understand that, but him being called a statue really is kind of hilarious because that's exactly what he looked like to me as well. All right. News on TNA. The latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter claims that TNA may be done with pay-per-view business altogether. According to the report, the factor that leads everyone to believe the company might do away with pay-per-view events is that John Gaborick announced that TNA Lockdown would be airing on television this year, not pay-per-view. All right, Lockdown will be taped on January 9th at the Manhattan Center in New York City and will feature every bout inside a steel cage. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter writes, Lockdown and Bound for Glory were generally TNA's two biggest events of the year. In advertising for the 1/9 taping, it's announced that it will be every match in the cage using the slogan, the 6 sides of steel. There was talk that as far as the product revamping, they would be returning to the 4-sided ring. But that advertising would indicate a 6-sided ring at the very least on January 9th. And it would be stupid to change to a 4-sided ring for a few weeks and then go right back to a 6-sided ring. The January 7th main event is Bobby Roode versus Bobby Lashley for the TNA title. The January 8th show has Matt and Jeff Hardy versus Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards, which indicates Edwards and Richards are at least committed as their original deals were up, which is why they lost the titles. Now, TNA moving to and I know you goons are going to fucking say something in the comments. Oh, JD, why are you commenting on TNA? You don't watch it. Well, it's my fucking show, motherfucker. I can say whatever I want. But I will say this, and this is the only thing I will say. TNA, and I know we live in the world of internet. We can all watch it on the internet, but you know, gaining views from the internet is not going to really look good in TNA's favor. It's all about the television ratings. You're on a fucking syndicated, you're in a syndicated time slot, you're on a fucking, a cable network. The ratings are going to be key to your success, okay? That's all these fucking big higher-ups look for, the ratings, right? TNA is already on an obscure network that nobody fucking gets. I got Verizon Fios, I don't get Destination America. Now you're taking away pay-per-view business altogether, okay? So TNA is losing on both ends. I don't see how they're going to make money. I don't see how losing the pay-per-view business and not putting pay-per-views on for people to watch on pay-per-view, I don't know how that's going to generate them any money, man. I don't know how that's going to generate them any exposure. So I see this as being a bad thing for TNA. I don't understand that whatsoever. You can go back to the 6 pay-per-views a year, man. Give yourself 5 or 6 special pay-per-views that you want to fucking put on cable and make everything else a special event. That's what I would do. But to get rid of Bound for Glory and Lockdown and put them on free TV, come on, man. That's not going to generate any money for TNA. It's not going to generate anything for TNA, especially if they are on an obscure network that nobody gets. If this was Spike TV, I would say, okay, I can deal with it. But being that you're moving to Destination America that nobody gets, why are you going to put this on television for free? Nobody's going to see it. I don't understand it. I don't understand what TNA is doing. Good luck to them. They got a new deal. They got a new revamping coming up. They got some quality talent over there that they could utilize and mold and give themselves some nice programming. But I don't know, man. I really don't know what TNA is doing. I find that to be a stupid idea to get rid of the pay-per-view business altogether. WWE altering contracts for CM Punk and Del Rio, or because of CM Punk and Alberto Del Rio. The latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter claims that WWE has updated the terms within their contracts due to the recent legal ramifications that came from both CM Punk and Alberto Del Rio's departure. As previously reported, both Punk and Del Rio took legal action against WWE when the company tried to hinder their royalties from merchandise featuring their likeness and when the company tried to force a no-compete clause upon them. The no-compete clause stated that neither superstar could work in another professional wrestling organization or UFC for 1 year following their termination. However, both men had the funds to take WWE to court and would go on to win both of their cases. According to the report, WWE has now added terms within their contracts which specifically state that a superstar would forfeit any and all royalties from merchandise if they are fired due to disciplinary reasons. They've also added a new no-compete clause which states clearly that when a superstar is fired from WWE, they must wait 1 year before working for any MMA organization or another wrestling promotion. Dave Meltzer explains that while Punk and Del Rio both had the funds to fight WWE in their cases, many of the superstars employed by World Wrestling Entertainment do not, and although any judge would likely go to bat for someone who makes a living as an independent contractor, non-main event talent just doesn't have the money to fight such a clause in court. Now, I find this to be fucked up, okay? You're pretty much signing with blood. If you want to be a WWE superstar, there you go. You're forfeiting any royalties if they cut you. If you're one of their budget cuts. Zack Ryder now, you know, he's always been on the fucking fence about being cut. Everyone's mentioning him every time budget cuts come up. You know, all these guys now, you know. I don't know if they're changing contracts existing or if this is just new contracts going forward. I don't know about that. But I find this to be kind of fucked up. And the fact that WWE doesn't really see UFC as a threat, this is what McMahon says or Triple H says because they don't know the product. They don't mention UFC as being a threat, but meanwhile, it clearly states in their contracts that, you know, nobody can go to any other professional wrestling organization or UFC for 1 year, man. So you're telling me someone is supposed to sit out for 1 year and not make any money? What the fuck's he supposed to do? He's supposed to go work at fucking Taco Bell? Supposed to go manage a fucking Burger King, man? Come on, man. That is absolutely fucking insane. And all I can think of is if you want to be a professional wrestler, if you want to make your way to the WWE, that's what you got to deal with. No royalties. You're not going to be wrestling for anybody for a full year. No MMA, no professional wrestling organizations. Thanks to CM Punk and Alberto Del Rio, WWE has now even made it harder for people to do what they want after they are let go. I don't like it. That's what it is. WWE continuing to be the big tyrant that they are, pushing the fucking envelope, doing whatever they want. It's fucked up, man. So if you guys want to be a professional wrestler, these guys, you know, dream and aspire to be in WWE, there you go. You know, you fucking dig in your own grave before you even start the fucking, before you start your career, before you sign the contract. It's fucked up. Absolutely fucked up. I've reported that the issues between Triple H and Vince McMahon having to do with Wrestlemania and creative Triple H's character when he returns to TV. It is noted that Triple H wants to face Sting at WrestleMania, but Vince wants Sting versus The Undertaker. However, Vince is okay with Triple H versus Sting if Taker doesn't return, which is why they began Triple H Sting at Survivor Series. With that said, Triple H wants a match at WrestleMania against Sting, whether Taker returns or not. Triple H has floated the idea around of doing a three-way with Taker, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 31. A source noted that this might not be a bad idea after all because it would be easier to carry Taker. The outcome was pitched, the outcome that was pitched would see Reigns pin The Undertaker if Lesnar resigns, or Reigns pin Lesnar if Brock Lesnar doesn't resign. Now, I doubt this is going to happen. This is one of those wacky fucking news articles, one of these wacky rumors. The only thing that I see here making any kind of sense at all is that The Undertaker, if he's going to return, he has to have some type of revenge against Brock Lesnar, man. It just makes sense. But Roman Reigns being in a triple threat with Lesnar and The Undertaker, shit, I don't want that to happen. Simply because I don't think Reigns deserves to be in the ring with both of those guys. That's just my take on it. But Undertaker should at least play a part, a small part, in getting some type of revenge on Brock Lesnar after what he did to him last year. More news on The Undertaker. Undertaker may go into the Hall of Fame in 2015. According to Dave Meltzer and Bryan Alvarez of Figure4WrestlingOnline.com and the Wrestling Observer Radio Show, WWE has a backup plan for the dead man should he decide that he doesn't want to compete on the grandest stage of them all on March 29th. According to the report, if Undertaker, real name Mark Calloway, doesn't compete at WrestleMania 31, there is a good chance that the company inducts him into their Hall of Fame the night before the annual flagship pay-per-view. As of right now, WWE officials want Calloway to wrestle at the event, but if he chooses not to, he may be immortalized with a WWE Hall of Fame induction. As previously reported, it is believed that WWE officials are prepping Bray Wyatt for a bout with The Undertaker at WrestleMania 31. However, Undertaker's health and ring shape have been in question since his WrestleMania undefeated streak was conquered by Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30. Calloway was taken to a nearby hospital following his match with Lesnar, suffering multiple injuries including a massive concussion. Whether or not he will be ready to compete on March 29th is something that everyone is asking. But no matter what the answer will be, WWE still wants The Undertaker to be a presence during their biggest show of the year and will likely give him a Hall of Fame ring if he doesn't step back inside the squared circle. So, I have absolutely no problems with that at all. But I would much rather see The Undertaker wrestle at WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt would be the ideal choice of an opponent. It should be a great match. The storylines and the angle and the fucking promo should be fantastic. But if Mark Calloway, The Undertaker, wants to step away, I'm not going to have a problem with that. I think The Undertaker realistically has maybe 1 or 2 matches left in him. Bray Wyatt this year, if they do Sting versus Triple H this year, give Sting and The Undertaker next year and then have them both retire. To end this week's Off the Script, guys, part 2. I know I talked about Ryback on my Monday Night Raw review, and I was very surprised with this promo. All right, Ryback's promo about his past on Monday's Raw was supposed to be a way to connect with fans and tell a more personal story. The idea is that they are creating a more humble and hardworking Ryback as part of his reboot. So, should be interesting to see where they go with that, all right? R-Truth was nursing some back pain after his WWE Superstars match on Monday night. No word yet on if this is a new injury or just wear and tear. And finally, regarding the Ascension's debut on Monday Night Raw, they reportedly received some negative marks backstage. The negative marks may have had something to do with WWE officials feeling that they were out of shape. Yes, this is a real fucking news article that I read today on DailyWrestlingNews.com. So, when they're receiving rave reviews in NXT against Itami and Baylor, when they're receiving rave reviews in NXT by carrying the NXT titles, man, everyone's pumped for their fucking debut. As soon as they get to the main roster, oh, these guys are out of shape. Go fuck yourself, WWE. I swear to God, I would love to see these fucking people in person, man. These WWE officials Who the fuck are these guys, man? They were out of shape. That's the least thing. That's the least important thing that they have to worry about right now, man. Are you fucking kidding me that these guys are out of shape? They are fucking toned. They're ready to go. It's up to you motherfuckers to give them something to work with. Instead of having a depleted tag team division and seeing the same goddamn fucking matches every week, man. They're not out of shape. They are going to beast, and they need to be nurtured and cared for, man. You don't see teams like this come along that are genuine fucking tag teams. Make them look good. That is your fucking job in WWE Creative. Out of shape? Highly fucking doubtful there, WWE. They are in shape. And I liked their debut. They will only get better. Just like you treated Charlotte, right? Just like you fucking fucked over Charlotte with her WWE Raw debut. Right? All you fucking idiots. Oh, nobody's going to remember it. I remember it. People are still talking about it now. Okay? The Ascension is not out of shape. They will be just fine. Alright? That is your WWE Off The Script, guys, part 2. If you enjoyed, let me know what you think down below in the comment section of this week's top stories for part 2. Leave a thumbs up on your way out the door. It greatly helps out my channel. Thank you for watching. If you're not following me on Twitter, man, at JD from NY206. If you guys are not subscribed here, man, what the fuck are you waiting for? This is the #1 source for WWE news and rumors right here on YouTube.com. What do I got for the final part this week in part 3? Adrian Neville's new supposed gimmick. What does WWE have planned for him now? And are they going to retract that gimmick that they had proposed for him? WWE's first ever undisputed champion, Chris Jericho. What is going to happen? Will he be at WrestleMania? Who might he be going against at WrestleMania? I got all the details on that. News on Paul Heyman. More news on the Bunny and how Triple H and Vince McMahon think of this character. And Roman Reigns, is he really ready for a big push? What does WWE officials think about Roman Reigns and his supposed spot at WrestleMania? John Bones Jones, UFC light heavyweight champion. What does he think about CM Punk joining UFC? All this on part 3, guys. Do not miss it. I'll be back on Sunday. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.